Tanjong, Ruby Pasada Shiji, Cultural Affairs and IC, Dako Pledge Additionally. Dini Dakos Ai, Mi Mandela, Michi, Naishle, Di, Tajolia, Big Econi, Big Ea, that La de Damdli, the Slet, Dulzata. The Haye, the Nahini Ea, Na Kai, Ashi, the Ansong, that Lick Echo, the Sea Hinkai. The ko bajik el na hata oshkai katla na ki kai di ashle gos kan gos tsiti sabi nost konesnan latsati na kizati kazati titsati ashlaati gos kaati gos tsitati sabitsati Nos azati natin. Okay, the numbers 11 through 19 are probably going to be the hardest for you to learn. But if you learn 1 through 10, and the only numbers that are going to change is the 10 numbers. So if you learn 1 through 9, and then that just continues on with the 10 numbers. Tako gosnan yan jay ko nahata oshkai. Konesnan natin, katin, dishtin, ashlatin, goskatin, gostsitin, sabitin, nos atin, tatletiko. Anatson nabachi miji kojote.
Today I'm going to be talking about the traditional moccasins that I make here at the Culture, Arts, and Heritage Center. This is how it looks after I finish. This one's the shoe. I also make the boots, and that's where the buckskin comes up the lake. But these are just the shoes that I make. And I'm going to beat all of these. So the way I start it is I make a pattern first. And I just draw it out on the paper, and I use a ruler and a pencil. I think this one's this. And I'll make marks on the top and the bottom. On the top and the bottom, so that I can measure up my pattern perfectly. It goes through. So the mark here and the mark here, I'll have a mark here and a mark here, and that's where I'll know how to put the pattern on the shoe, and I make sure that it fits. I'll bring it all the way around to the back like this, and when I'm sewing it on, I'm going to sew it on backwards meaning I'm going to be sewing it from this side, and I'll start at the top, and I'll go one way and I'll go the other way in little, I guess, intervals, so that it can come out even in the back. And then when I'm done sewing it, I'm going to flip it over. And this is how it comes out. And there's always little like pieces hanging off, and I'll just cut it to make it even in the front and the back here, so that it'll look nice. And after I finish making the shoe, I want to put beads on it. And the beads, they come in these little containers. And I'll just choose any color that I like. I chose these colors for this shoe because I like the way it works together. And I have my thread, my needle, of course, my scissors, and my pliers. And I usually go with the odd number, and this one I'm using 7 at a time, which means this much is going to be 7 on there. And I don't really draw out the design. I'll kind of just use it for my head and think I want to make a point, or I'll make like a different design, maybe just have this. But for these two, I made them point, which means it kind of goes like this all the way around. And I'll start with the beading from one side in the back, and I'll come all the way around in the front. And this one, I'm almost done. I just need to go this way. But this other one, it's already done. I'll make sure the beads go all the way around. And in the back, sometimes the design doesn't meet up perfectly, but that's okay. With me, it's okay because not everything is perfect. And when I'm doing my beadwork, I'll use a little piece of material like this, and I'll just spill the beads out. And then I'll, one at a time, this is my green, this is my turquoise, and this is my black. And I'm gonna string up four beads, 4 green, 2. I'm just gonna keep going with my design all the way around, but I'll put one on just to show you how I do it. Okay. I'll do 5 beads, and I'll do 2 black. So that's 5 beads, green, and 2 black, and that makes 7. Okay, and I'll just, usually to help it, I'll stick my hand in, and I'll stick the needle and catch just a little bit of it like that. And with the pliers, I'll pull it through. And it'll land right next to each other. And I'll keep going until I get all the way to the end. I'll just follow the design, up and down, up and down. And when I'm going around the toe, it's different than going straight, because you kind of have to go at this side's wider and this side's closer together, so it'll fit all the way around perfectly. It won't just be straight on one side. And that's how I'm going to finish this one. So I'll probably get different color beads for these other shoes that I'm making. And I brought my hole punch so I can make a hole where the string is going to go through. So I'll make 2 holes, 2 here, and then 2 on this side. And then I'll just string the piece of buckskin through and then tie it in the front. So that's going to be next after I finish all of this other stuff. So I also have this little package that I have here for when I'm traveling. So I'll just bring everything. This all fits in this little box here. All of this fits. But I'll bring the shoes, I'll bring the beads, I'll bring the pliers, scissors, and my thread. I have all these needles already pre-strung, and I'll bring all of it because the thread runs out right away. So instead of going through and trying to re-thread a new needle with the thread, it'll be ready to go when I run out of thread. So that goes in the travel. And for the boot, it's a whole different process. The whole pattern is different. So this one is for the shoe, and I'll cut it up the middle. But this one, it'll be for the boot. And it's like this, so it can open up on the side instead of in the front. And I'll do it the same way I do the shoe. I'll sew it, and then I'll flip it over. And that's with the artificial seam. So that's how the pattern looks for the boot. And then this part right here in the middle, that's where I'll add, it's just a square piece of buckskin I'll cut out from this piece of buckskin, and it'll be the part going up. And it's just a square piece. And if you want to make it look fancy, I'll put the piece that's sticking out, I'll make fringes on it, so it'll be fringes hanging down. And that one's for the boot. So I have all these cut out so that I can be ready. I won't have to be cutting soles, cutting buckskin. I'll usually cut out all the patterns and all the soles, these, and get everything ready. The sinew, the needles, everything. I'll have everything ready, and then just make everything all at once. And also, these have to be pre-punched, and I just use an awl and at an angle from here, and it comes out right at the edge, all the way around, all the way to get to the side, on both sides. I'll make all of them like that. So these are all ready to go. They're all pre-punched with the holes. And this one too. So these two are gonna be boots. And I have this buckskin there for that. Okay, so this is the process of making the traditional shoes that I learned from my dad. And the shoes, the boots, and this is everything I have right here. I'll make everything, and then when I make it, I'll turn it into the boss, and it'll go out on the display for sale. And thanks for coming and listening to the process of moccasin making. And happy Jicarilla Day again. And I hope everyone has an awesome week.